So many students out there book a course and they think they're B1, and one of two things happens. One, they're not actually B1 and the course is too difficult for them, which means that they are wasting their money and putting themselves under unnecessary pressure. It's important to start at the right level, right? And then we have the other side of the coin, where students think that they B1, sign up for a B1 class, and they actually B2 plus, which means everything is really too simple for them. It's too easy, it's boring, and again, it's a waste of money. So I think it's really important to know your English level and to accept your English level. And that's the starting point from which you can grow. Personally, if I started an Italian course at B2 level, I wouldn't have a clue what was going on. I'm not B2, I'm A2. I need to accept that, understand that's my starting point, and grow from there. So are you ready to test your English skills and to see where you are on the CEFR scale? Knowledge is important. Information is invaluable, right? Knowing where you stand is the starting point. So in today's fun and interactive quiz, I'm going to take you from A2 elementary to C2 proficient in just 25 questions. You'll challenge yourself with grammar, vocabulary, idioms, and sentence structures designed for every level. Now, whether you're preparing for IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, you just want to know your English level, you're thinking of taking a course, but you're not sure where you stand on the scale, well, this video is perfect for English learners, English students, and hey, just English enthusiasts. Now, stay until the end to see how you scored and learn from the answer key. I'm going to put the answer key in the comments, in the first comment, and I'll pin it so you can check your score. What's included in today's test? 5 questions for each level, and these are real-world examples to test your grammar, to test your vocabulary, and your idiomatic expressions. And like I said, there's an answer key to check your progress. Now, as you can see, I grabbed a notebook, and I suggest that you do the same. Notebook, pencil, pen, to keep track of your answers and your scores. And once again, this test is perfect for ESL learners preparing for English exams. Not only will you learn your score, but you might also learn something along the way. And this quiz is also perfect for teachers who are looking for fun quizzes for their students and simply don't have the time to create something. And hey, if you're just curious about your English level, take the quiz, test yourself today. And don't forget to share your score in the comments. Right, if you're ready, let's get started with our quiz. We're going to start with A2 elementary. And this is basic understanding of English in everyday situations. Number 1, choose the correct sentence. A, she is like pizza. B, she likes pizza. C, she liking pizza. Or D, she like pizza. Take your time, choose the correct answer. And if you said B, she likes pizza, well, go ahead, give yourself a point. He likes, she likes. I like, they like. Got it? Perfect. Number 2, are you ready to grab another point? Perfect. Which word is correct? I go to the gym 3 a week. Is it A, times, B, time, C, moments? And did you say A, times, I go to the gym 3 times a week? Well, then you have another point, which means you are at 2 points already. Number 3, what's the correct question? Do you usually wake up in the morning? When, where, who, or why? Now, some are grammatically correct, but you need to think about the one that is logical. So I'm going to go with A. When do you usually wake up in the morning? Where do you usually wake up in the morning? It's grammatically correct, but it doesn't really make sense. And why do you usually wake up in the morning? Grammatically correct, but not very logical. Okay, logic is important. So we're going to go with A, when. When do you usually wake up in the morning? And I'd like you to answer that question. When do you usually wake up in the morning? Do you wake up at 6 a.m.? Do you wake up at 8 a.m.? Or do you wake up even later? I'm just curious. Number 4, fill in the blank. He is than his brother. So we've got 4 options here. A, tall. B, taller. C, more tall. Or D, tallest. And if you said B, taller, then you get another point. He is taller than his brother. Perfect. And now we can move on to the 5th one for A2. Choose the correct response to this question. And the question is, how are you? How are you? And do you answer A, I'm going to the market? B, it's fine, thank you. C, I'm fine, thanks. Or D, see you soon. Take a moment to think about this one. Is it, I'm going to the market? It's fine, thank you. I'm fine, thanks. Or D, see you soon. And if you said C, I'm fine, thanks, that's a point to you. Now, I'd like to know your score out of 5. Just write it down, and then you can add your score for B1, B2, C1, C2. Then we'll get our final score. Fantastic. We finished A2. It's time to move on to B1 Intermediate. First one for you. Choose the correct phrase. I'm looking forward you next weekend. Is it A, C, B, sing, C, to see, or D, to sing? And if you said D, to sing, I'm looking forward to seeing you next weekend, fantastic, you get a point. Number 2, what does this sentence mean? He broke his arm, so he can't play football. A, he has already played football. B, he doesn't want to play football. C, he is unable to play football now. D, he will play football tomorrow. And if you said C, he is unable to play football now, that's correct. But why is it correct? He broke his arm. Therefore, as a result, he can't play football now because he broke his arm already, and now he can't play football. Therefore, he can't play football. He is unable. He can't. He is unable to play football. So fantastic. Now let's move on to number 3. This is an easy one. Which word completes the sentence? We arrived the airport early. A, at. B, in. C, on. D, to. We arrived. Yes, 4 points for A, at. We arrived at the airport early. Number 4, find the synonym for difficult. Synonym, similar, synonym, similar word for difficult. Antonym is the opposite. So, what's the synonym for difficult? Is it A, hard, B, simple, C, easy, D, fun? Synonym, similar. That's how I remember it. It's A, hard, you get a point. Number 5 is slightly tricky. I'm warning you up front. So what's the correct question? Could you tell me? A, where is the nearest bus stop? That sounds right, but is it? Okay. B, where the nearest bus stop is. C, where was the nearest bus stop? D, where the nearest bus stop. I think we can eliminate D completely. It sounds really bad. So we've got 3 options left. Could you tell me? And did you say B, where the nearest bus stop is? Then fantastic. You get the point. Now, what's your score out of 5? Write it down, add it to your notebook because I want to know your final score. And if you're ready, let's move on to B2 upper intermediate. We're getting so close to that advanced level. All right. Number 1, choose the correct sentence. A, the report is being written by Sarah. B, the report is writing by Sarah. C, Sarah wrote the report. D, the report written by Sarah. And if you said A, the report is being written by Sarah, fantastic, you get the point. Number 2, we're going to look at meanings of sentences again. All right, so what's the meaning of the sentence? If you don't study harder, you'll fail the exam. If you don't study harder, you'll fail the exam. Clearly, it's a conditional, right? And it is the first conditional. Fantastic. Now, what does it mean, though? A, studying hard will make no difference. B, studying hard might help you pass. C, studying harder is unnecessary. Or D, failing the exam is impossible. And if you said B, studying hard might help you pass, will help you pass, okay, then you are correct. Because if you don't study harder, you will fail the exam. But if you study hard, you could pass the exam. Just flip it around. It was in the negative, turn it into the positive. All right, so if you study harder, you will pass the exam. If you don't study harder, you'll fail the exam. Kind of tricky there. That was a trap. But did you get it right? If you did, you get the point. Number 3, which phrase is correct? We need to the deadline. Is it A, meet, B, make, C, catch, or D, reach? And if you said we need to meet the deadline, then you get another point. Number 4, fill in the blank. I had more time, I would join the yoga class. Is it A, unless, B, if only, C, as if, or D, provided? Now, look at the second part of the sentence. I would join the yoga class. Is that our second conditional? A hypothetical situation, imaginary situation, right? So we're going to imagine, if only I had more time. Why? Because I don't have more time. So if you said B, then you get a point. And yes, it is getting trickier because we are just one question away from C1. All right. Number 5. What is the correct definition of the word nevertheless? Is it A, as a result, B, even so, C, for example, or D, in conclusion? Did you say B, even so? Then you get the final point for B2 upper intermediate. I'd love to know your score. Just keep adding it. Right. Now we're ready for C1 advanced, and we're going to look at complex language structures as well as nuanced understanding. So now you're going to understand what C1 is really all about. What's the best way to complete sentence number 1? Had I known about the meeting, I earlier would have arrived. That's A. B, will arrive. C, arrived. And D, have arrived. Had I known, if I had known about the meeting, can you see the conditional? Yes. So it's A, I would have arrived earlier. Fantastic. And even if you did not get it correct, guess what? You now understand how to do it. Number 2, which sentence is grammatically correct? Not only she is smart, but also hardworking. That's A. B, not only is she smart, but she is also hardworking. C, not only she is smart, but hardworking also. D, she not only is smart, but also she hardworking. Do you know, it's so difficult for me to actually read these sentences, the correct and incorrect options, and not automatically correct them. I am a native English speaker, and my mind automatically corrects it. So I really have to be careful not to give you the answer immediately. It really is a challenge for me. So, which sentence is grammatically correct? And I'm going to go with B. Not only is she smart, but she is also hardworking. Okay. And could you say not only is she smart, but also hardworking? Yes, it's also correct. But in this case, the answer is definitely B. And if you got that correct, fantastic. And if you didn't, well, now you know how to use it. Go ahead and use it in your everyday conversation. Number 3, it's idiom time. And what does the idiom mean? The ball is in your court. By the way, do you like playing sports? Tennis, football, anything with a ball? Love to know. Comment and let me know. But here we're going with the ball is in your court. And is it A, you have the responsibility to make the next decision? B, you need to leave immediately? C, you must consult someone for advice? Or D, you need to stop playing games, maybe like tennis and basketball? Okay, let's eliminate D. Okay, so do you think it's A, you have the responsibility to make the next decision, to make the next move? Absolutely. So, number 3, A, give yourself a point. You're doing exceptionally well. Right. Number 4, fill in the blank. She was delighted with the outcome of the project. She was utterly delighted. A. B, she was completely delighted. C, she was totally delighted. D, all of the above. And I'm going to go with D, all of the above. But to be quite honest with you, the one that I use most often is A, utterly delighted. Utterly delighted. And that's just my personal preference. And that's what happens when you move into C1, C2 level. You start choosing your style. You start choosing your vocabulary because you know so much. But now it's time to choose what resonates with you, what sounds like you. It's like choosing your wardrobe, the colors that you wear, the accessories that you wear, how much makeup you want, how little makeup you want. You develop your own style. So, are you ready for number 5? And it's choose the correct sentence. A, the government should have acted sooner to prevent the crisis. B, the government should act sooner to have prevent the crisis. C, the government should have acted sooner to preventing the crisis. And D, the government should have acted sooner to prevent the crisis. The correct answer is A, the government should have acted sooner to prevent the crisis. But so often I hear and I see people using should of instead of should have. And the moment they do this, I realize that their English level is not as advanced as they think or they assume. So this is a common error. Don't make it. So if you've gotten this far, guess what? You've just learned something that even native English speakers make. You've learned something that they do incorrectly, a mistake that native English speakers make. So it's should have, not should have. Should have, because we do want our English to be perfect, don't we? What's your score so far? I'm really curious to know. And if you're ready, let's move on to C2. Ooh. Now we're getting into our proficient area, okay? So it's the mastery of English with precise and creative usage. If you're ready, let's dive right in. Number one, subjunctive mood. This one's tricky, even for native English speakers. So which sentence uses the subjunctive mood correctly? I recommend that she go to the meeting. That's A. I recommend that she goes to the meeting. C. I recommend her to go to the meeting. D. I recommend her going to the meeting. And like I said, it's tricky. Even native English speakers might go with B. I recommend that she goes to the meeting, but we're talking about subjunctive mood, right? So would you agree with me that it's A, I recommend that she go to the meeting? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you chose. Number two, I love idioms, by the way. Do you? And idioms are used all the time on Netflix videos when native English people speak. So, for example, if you hear someone say, don't put all your eggs in one basket, are they talking about eggs, baking, scrambled eggs, poached eggs? What on earth are they talking about? Going to the market, putting all your eggs in one basket? What do they really mean when they say, don't put all your eggs in one basket? Is it A, don't rely entirely on one thing? B, don't eat all your food at once? C, don't carry too many things? Or D, don't waste resources? And if you said A, don't rely entirely on one thing, you're correct. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's almost the same as saying don't invest all your money in one stock. Okay? Don't invest all your money in Bitcoin. Don't put all your eggs in one basket because why? If the basket should break, should fall, you're going to lose everything. So don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you got that one right, good on you. You get an extra point. 3 more to go. And number 3 on the list is choose the most appropriate sentence. Scarcely when the phone rang and A, had I arrived home? B, I had arrived home. C, I arrived home. D, was I arrived home? Now, D really sounds bad, so let's eliminate that one. Okay. And if you said scarcely had I arrived home, A, then absolutely correct. Scarcely had I arrived home when the phone rang. Scarcely had I bought that jacket when it went on sale. Now, I like to create sentences like that. You know why? They're funny. They have the grammar in them, and I'm never going to forget anything that's funny. Okay. Number 4. Identify the best synonym. Remember, synonym, similar word for perplexed. Is it A, confused, B, angry, C, excited, D, determined, perplexed? I was perplexed by his decision. Why did he invest in Bitcoin? Why did he put all his money in Bitcoin? Why did he put all his eggs in one basket? I'm perplexed by his actions, by his decisions. So, is it A that I'm confused? Absolutely, I'm confused. Fantastic. Another point to you. Number 5, complete the sentence. It is imperative that every employee, the training before the launch, every employee, A, complete, B, completes, C, completed, D, has completed. Ooh, this one is tricky. And what is your answer. Did you say it's imperative that every employee complete the training before the launch? Did you say A? Well, that is the correct answer. It's imperative that every employee, every single one, completes the training before the launch. And that's it for your CEFR test. Now, what score did you get out of 25? If you got 0 to 5, then you are A2. If you got anything between 6 to 10, you are B1. B2, 11 to 15 points, you are B2. 16 to 20, well done, you are C1. And if you got 21 to 25, well then you are C2. Now, I really do hope that this video helped you get a better understanding of your English level. And if you got a couple incorrect, well, guess what? You just learned new things, didn't you? Didn't you? I mean, I often believe that when we get things wrong, there's more learning done there than when we get things correct. Because sometimes when we get things correct, we might just be guessing. But if we get something wrong, then we have this opportunity to learn. That's it from me. I really do hope that this helped. And if you enjoy our quizzes, then please take a moment to like and subscribe, share with your friends. If you are a teacher, let your students take this quiz, and then you can work through it and explain to them, as I did, why they got certain things incorrect. So that is a lesson in itself. Thank you for joining me. I'm Nas. I'm a native English speaker. I'm CELTA certified, and just like you, I'm learning, I'm leveling up, I'm elevating. So thank you for joining me on this journey. Ciao.